Good morning. Good morning, exercise chums. This is Sarah Tag, live, sort of, from Tag Towers. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. So I've got a little one for you. It's actually not live, but it is April the 1st. So I am having to take my son somewhere at around 10 o'clock. So I won't be able to be with you live. So I've got up super early. The sun's just risen. So we can do our seated exercise class. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to do it without music this morning, because I might rake the rest of the house and they will not be happy. But I'm quite interested to see what the quality is without music anyway. So what are we going to need? We're going to need a chair this morning, and you can see my chair doesn't have arms. That gives us access to be able to move our arms. If you've only got a chair with arms, that is absolutely fine. Now, as I say, this is going to be seated. What we are going to be doing towards the end is some strength work where we're going to try and stand out of your chair and come back down. Now, if you feel nervous about doing that, I'd like you to put your chair against a wall or something like that so that your chair's nice and secure. So that if you did sit back down heavily, the chair's not going to fall backwards. So if you need to make any adjustments, you can do it now. The other thing we're going to need is a stretchy band. Remember, we've got some of those. And again, that's going to help increase our muscle strength, improve your bone density. If you're ready to go, let's get started. Let's remember our working position. So again, I'm going to turn my chair this way, and I'm just going to show you what the working position looks like. So we don't want to be doing our exercise here. It's quite an inert position. These muscles that support the back and the spine, they're not really doing very much. We're just relaxing. So what we're going to do to try and improve your core strength, and that will improve your balance, is just to sit up away from the chair. The other thing we're going to do is just walk forwards into the front half of your chair so that there's a little gap between your bottom and the back of the chair. And then it's like standing up. We're really having to use these core muscles. And that in turn is going to help improve the support your spine gets. So it might help improve back pain, and it'll help you walk more confidently. So once you're in that working position, I'm going to get you just to think about how you feel today. So if you've come to this with a streaming cold or you're not feeling well, just think about maybe sitting back in that chair, watching what we do, but not taking part today. What we don't want you to do is take part when you're ill. Come back to this session, same link, when you're feeling better. You'll need a drink at the end of the session. You might want one that you can sit all the way through. And you just want to make sure that you've got good, decent footwear. Okay? And then when you're happy with that, we're going to get into that working position. We're going to take these feet hip width apart, and we're going to make sure they're not too far in front of you, or you haven't got one here and one there. So we're really, again, it's all about connection, making sure these core muscles are working. And then we're going to relax the shoulders. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to squeeze those shoulders up to the ears. We're going to relax the shoulders back down. So this is all about warming up the shoulders. And we're going to try and think about our breathing. So as we squeeze up, we're going to breathe in. As we relax those shoulders down, just let them fall away from the ears. You're going to breathe out. And sometimes that breath out just makes you feel better already. And then we're going to roll those shoulders up to the ears and back down. So we're going to take some little circles. And you can almost feel those shoulder blades starting to move. It's really getting all those muscles in the back of the shoulders and the shoulders nicely warmed up. And then we're just going to relax those shoulders. We're going to think about these feet. So we're just going to pick one foot at a time off the floor. Now, when you do this, I'm going to show you try not to sway around. So you might a little bit, you might go, but what we want to do is, again, stabilize your trunk a little bit by using these core muscles rather than getting that momentum going. So just moving those feet one at a time off the floor. And then what we're going to do is just see if we can do a nice bit of ankle warm up. So we're going to take your heel to a spot on the floor, and then we're going to put your big toe on the same spot. So we're going to go heel and toe, heel and toe. Good. Heel, toe, heel and toe. Then we'll change sides. So we're going to go heel and toe. Good. Heel and toe, heel and toe, and heel and toe. And then we're going to rest those legs for a little bit. Again, we're going to take that little squeeze of the shoulders up. And this time, as you relax your shoulders down, just let those arms fall to the side of that chair. We're going to see if we can just take your feet a little bit wider so you're a bit balanced. And we're going to make sure both sitting bones stay firmly on the chair. Now, all we're going to do is just gently, gently lift yourself up and to the side, and then lengthen up again. So I often talk about lifting your rib cage out of your hips, but the hips stay absolutely still. And if you imagine that you had something in front of you that's stopping you leaning forwards, and that you had something snugged up, a cushion or something behind you that's stopping you leaning backwards, it's very much this sideways movement. And what we're doing here is we're warming up your lower back. It's a really nice way of getting those joints moving. And then we're just going to relax those legs there, keep them just a little bit wider apart, because what we're going to do next is we're just going to bring these fingertips together. Okay, just relax those shoulders fully again. Now, keeping those knees facing forwards, keeping that chin in line with the thumbs. We're just going to move from your waist. We're going to take a little twist one way, and then we're going to come back to center. So we're not going to overdo this. Naturally, we don't have a big range of movement in this part. So we're just gently twisting away from center, coming back to center. Good. So this again is warming up the spine. So all those little joints, you've got little segments that make up spine, and we're just getting as much movement as they need to warm up and be a little bit mobile, less stiff. So let's walk those feet back to hip width apart, shall we? We're going to see if we can take some little toe taps forwards. So if you think about pushing that big toe down towards the floor, and then again, so we're getting a nice bit of warm up, lower leg, ankles, and then we're going to take the heel. So we're going to take that heel tap, and we're going to take that heel tap. And you can see the knee joints moving. So we're warming up the knee joints. Excellent. Good. So nice, steady pace, not overdoing it, keeping that really nice, strong trunk. You've got it. You've got it. Okay, we're just going to do a couple more of these taps, and then we're going to bring these legs in. We're actually going to now tap out to the side. So we're just taking a little tap and in, and all the while, think about this long trunk, because it's tempting to do that, isn't it? Tempting just to lean. So we're really making sure we're working those deep, deep muscles, and that's going to really benefit you day to day if you can control that movement of the trunk. So we're going to do one more tap out, bring the feet back to hip width apart. Now, I'm going to show you from the side. You can stay facing me. We're going to lift the heels off the floor and down. We're going to lift the heels off the floor. That's it. You've got it. You've got it. So can you feel where this is warming? The calf muscles are having to work. So this is really useful for all the things you have to do around the house, walking outside, walking inside. Squeeze those heels up. Now this time, we're going to lift the toes off the floor. Good. Now this is really useful. If you find you sometimes trip over bits of rugs or things that are sticking up, this is going to help us pick our feet up. Sometimes those toes end up dragging a little bit. So we're just pulling those toes up to the knees and back down. Good. How are we feeling there? Let's relax those legs for a bit. Let's take a 90-degree angle at the arm. So we're just bending the elbow basically a little bit. And this is where the lack of arms on the chair is really good, because it just lets us freely move those arms. So as if we were going for quite a good walk in the country. We're just relaxing those shoulders, get the arms moving. Nice way of getting that blood circulating around the body. And then we'll relax those arms. We're going to make a fist with your hands. So this is going to be a really nice exercise to strengthen and mobilize your hands and wrists. And then we're just going to open those hands out. So we're going to make a fist and then we're going to open out those hands. That's good. Make a fist, really open out those hands. And then this time when we make that fist, we're going to push the hands away from us. I'll show you from the side. Really stretch through the wrists, the palms of the hands, the fingers, bring it in. Good. So we're going to push again. That's excellent, guys. Good. It's surprisingly challenging, this one. And again, push, stretch into those fingers and then make that fist. Good. Push, stretch into those fingers. Can we do one more? Let's do one more, shall we? Okay, let's stretch into those fingers and then just relax those arms. Relax those arms. Let them swing. Again, if you've got arms on the chair, just relax the arms as best you can. All right, my friends. Now, what we're going to do next is we're just going to see if we can just build on that little bit of rotation that we were doing earlier. So what we're going to do is take these hands, nice jazz hands, and we're going to just take that tap onto the opposite thigh, bring those hands back. So we're just going to tap and back. Now, you can imagine you're doing up a tight pair of trousers while you're doing this. Some of us don't have to imagine that sort of thing after a year in and out of lockdown. So we're just taking that opposite hand, opposite knee. Good. Opposite hand. And you can feel that really nice bit of rotation. So this is the sort of thing we need to be able to do when we're in the kitchen, just doing housework, all sorts of things, putting away shopping. So this is really useful. And then we're going to bring it in. We're going to roll those shoulders up and back. And then if you feel comfortable, we're going to make these elbow circles. So we're just going to circle these elbows out. Oh, beautiful, nice circles. So try not to push into any pain. So if you're feeling it's a little bit painful, just make the circles a bit smaller. Even go back to those shoulder rolls. Good. Now what we're going to do next is bring these hands to the back of the chair. Just give that chair a little tap with your hands if you can, and then we're going to release. I'm going to shake these arms out, shake these arms out. What we're going to do next is we're just going to sit ourselves, we're going to walk ourselves back in this chair so you get a little bit of a rest, and all we're going to do is we're just going to take a little straighten and a bend of that leg. So I'll show you from this angle. Okay, so we're just getting a little bit of movement in that knee joint. You can feel these leg muscles working. Now, I know some of us find it aggravates the knee joint a little bit, so don't lock it out if that's what's happening. Just take it to your the length that works for you, and then release. And we've done, say, 6 on one side, we'll do 6 on the other side. That's good. Excellent. So you're really warming up these muscles in the front of the thigh. This is an excellent way of strengthening these muscles. So if you find you're watching TV and the ad break comes on, this is the sort of thing you can do just to help improve your circulation. The other thing we could do is lift this foot off the floor and make some circles with that big toe. So see if you can make some nice big circles one way, make some nice big circles the other way. So this is getting that blood coming up through the legs. It's keeping the ankles nice and mobile. Should we change legs? Let's do it. So let 5 or 6 circles one way, 5 or 6 circles the other way. And this is the sort of movement you can be doing throughout the day. Good. Excellent work, guys. Okay, should we sit up nice and tall again? Let's come back into that working position. So remember, we're in that front half of the chair, feet underneath the knees. And then we're going to see if we can just take a little chest press forwards. So we're pushing those hands forwards, and then we're going to see if we can come back to that W position. So you see I'm about here, I'm looking straight ahead. And then we're just going to see if we can reach, not all the way, but just part of your full range. You might find that's as far as you can go. That's okay. So we're just sliding that hand up, sliding that hand up. Imagine you're stood next to a wall and you're just pushing something up the wall. That's it, like a duster or something like that. And then we're going to release. Take a little roll of those shoulders. Now, Let's see if we can do something to get your breathing coming just a little bit faster. And then we're going to do a little bit of work on your strength. So this isn't designed so you'll be, but it's just designed to help you with your stamina. So again, everything feels much easier in everyday life. So we're going to start with those little taps out and back. Now, if you prefer, you can take a tap out to the side. I like to sort of do a diagonal tap, if that makes sense, slightly out, but in front. So we're just going to tap out. Now, if you feel comfortable, we're going to add a bicep curl. Doesn't matter if you're tapping with the toe or with your heel, whatever works for you. Good. So we're adding a bicep. If you prefer, you can just do the bicep curls. You can just do the taps. Or we can do both together. And both together is going to be a little bit more challenging. You might find your breath comes a little bit faster. Okay, as long as you can still speak. If you're, help, that's probably working too hard. But if it's just a little bit faster and you're just a little bit breathless, that's okay. Now we're going to bring these feet in. We're going to take a little bit of walk on the spot. So we're going to march. Remember that nice angle at the arms, so we're not going to be hitting anything. If you've got straight arms, we start to sort of catch the chin. So that's why we're going to do that. We got nice relaxed shoulders. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Good. You can stay facing where you are. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just slowly bring those feet down. We're going to walk them out a little bit wider, and we're going to make sure we keep both sitting bones on the chair, because we're going to take your weight into your right sitting bone and then into your left. Now make sure this head stays between the knees. Don't let it rock from side to side. Don't let it be the leader. Don't let it do that. So we're literally using these core muscles, transferring your weight. Keep both sitting bones on the chair, and only if you feel confident are we going to bring that arm movement in. Good. So we're just gently swaying. Imagine you're in the chorus of a big musical and we're just taking you side to side. Good. We're going to just do a few more. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Bring those feet back to hip width apart. And then if you feel like you can do a bit more, we're going to take some steps. So these little side steps, we're taking the foot across, bringing this one across. This is great for those core muscles, great for building stamina. Good. Now, if you feel comfortable, we're going to add a chest press at the same time. So let's see what we can do. We're going to step, bring this foot across, step, across. Good. Step, across, step, and push. Good. Step and push. That's it, guys. It's a bit of coordination to get started, but once you've got it, you're away. We're going to do 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Whew. You can really feel it in those shoulders after that, can't you? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start to think about a little bit of strength. So I'm going to just show you from the side. We're going to do a bicep curl, and then we're going to push those arms up. Good. So then we're going to come down, straighten those arms out. So you can have those palms facing forwards. We're going to squeeze, turn those palms to face your ears, and then we're going to push up and down and down. Good. Squeeze. That's it. Push up and back. Good. Down. So we're taking those wrists to the shoulder, bicep curl, turning those palms up and down, turn it back. Good. Squeeze and push and down. Good. Can you hear my shoulders clicking? This is why it's better with the music. And that's it. One more bicep curl. One more push up. Don't push into any pain. Just take it to your range and down. Good work. So just going to roll those shoulders. Now, if you wanted to do that, make it more challenging, you can add 2 tins. So it could be tins of beans, tins of chopped tomatoes, whatever you've got in the cupboard, and see how you find that. Now, what we're going to do next is a little bit of leg strength, and we're going to use our bands. So well, it's a really good exercise of building strength. If you're feeling very tired, have a sit back and relax before you come into this, because we do need to be in that front half of the chair, because if we're too far back, the chair will cut into the back of your leg. Now we're going to take the band, either end of that band, we're going to just lower it down, and we're going to put the foot in the band. So make sure that foot is nice and secure. I tend to make sure the ball of the foot's in there. At least, and the toes are at least peeping out the end. Now, once you've got that foot there, you're going to walk your hands down this band, sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. And then we're lifting that foot no more than an inch off the floor. We're going to secure your hands at the top of your thighs. So you're not like this at the shoulders. You can relax those shoulders. And then we're going to just straighten out that leg, push against the resistance of the band. Now, don't snap the leg back, but control that knee back to you. Make sure it's bending over that second toe. And then we're going to push. Good. And control. Excellent. So should we do 10 of these? Let's do 10 of these, shall we? Good. So that's 3. We're going to do 4. Superb. We're going to do 5. Excellent work, guys. And we're going to do 6. Now, hands up. Who's holding their breath? So make sure you breathe out. It's a human condition, isn't it? We tend to want to breathe in or hold our breath, but we're going to make sure we breathe out. We got one more, okay? Now on number 10, we're just going to hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it back. Good work. And then we'll just release the tension. Take that foot out. Let's put the other foot in. Great stuff, my friends. So we're going to walk those hands down the band again. I'll just turn slightly so you can see where I'm at. I'm just going to sit up nice and tall, lift that foot off the floor, secure my hands at the top of the thigh so I can relax my shoulders. Now again, let's just straighten out that leg. Now, if your knee doesn't like this, maybe leave a little bit of softness in it rather than, lengthening it all away. If you can, straighten it, but not lock it out. Try not to snap it shut. You can do that. And then we'll go for another 10. Good. So if you think about this leg movement, it's the movement you use when you're going up and down steps, getting in and out of chairs. So it's going to make all these things easier. And the fact that we're going to improve your leg strength means that sort of things like walking will be easier as well. So all sorts of things are better when we've got stronger legs. Good. So nice and controlled on that way back up, okay? Nice and controlled. Make sure that knee bends over that second toe. See if you can sit nice and tall as well. Breathe out. Is there any more I'm going to tell you to do? Okay, last one, okay? Last one, we're going to hold it there. Hold it there. And then we're going to bring it in and release. Now, what we'll do is take both feet into the band now, because we're going to do a little exercise to this lower back to strengthen your lower back. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I've got both feet securing the band, and then I'm just going to gently look at my toes. So I'm leaning forwards, and I'm going to again walk both hands down that band. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to be working these lower back muscles. So all you have to do, you don't have to pull the band with your arms. You just have to sit up, and the back will do the work. And then just gently, gently let that chest fall forwards. Peep at those toes. And again, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Excellent. And then just keep drawing that tummy button away from the waistband of your trousers, as if you were doing up that tight pair of trousers. So it's just helping sort of activate all those deep muscles. Good. Making sure we're moving the right ones. Excellent work, guys. So we're not letting that head fall too far forwards. Don't want to get dizzy. Keep that head just above heart level. Squeeze those lower back muscles. Excellent. So again, this is really useful for just making sure you're standing, walking, sitting tall. If you get a sore lower back when you're walking around or shopping, then we need to strengthen these back muscles. Good. Okay, should we do one more? Let's do one more, shall we? Good. One more. Whew. Now, we're going to go about halfway. We're going to keep that back nice and strong. Relax the shoulders. You might need to loosen the band off a little bit. But as if you were going to row a boat, we're going to squeeze these elbows behind you and then control it back. So keep the elbows quite close to the body. Got a nice long spine, strong trunk. Good. Squeeze. So we're rowing that boat. Control those elbows back down. Keep pushing those feet into the floor. Breathing out. Should we do 5 more? Let's do 5 more. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Whew. Okay, loosen off that band, come back up. You might well want to sit back in the chair, take those feet off the band, bring it here. Good work. You might have noticed then that your legs felt like they were working. So they were, because your feet were having to stabilize you, which means we were activating the glutes and the backs of those legs. So all good stuff. So let's just move those feet a little bit. Whew. Time waits for no one, does it? We're already on 25 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can put this band on the back of the chair, and this is all about the leg strength. So do you remember we said at the start that if you're not sure about being able to sit back down in your chair without landing quite heavily, we're going to put your chair against the wall. So I'm going to move my chair so it's nice and secure against the wall, but I've got it angled so you can see me. Now, what we're going to do now is sit up nice and tall. We're going to get into that working position, and then I'm going to make sure that my heels are underneath the knees at least. If they're in front of your knees, it's almost impossible to get out of the chair, almost impossible. Now, we're not going to use these arms. So bring those heels. We're going to place the hands on the thighs, and all we're going to do is, if you're going to get out of that chair, we're going to push and control it back down. Don't worry if you didn't move off the chair, okay? The leg muscles are still working, and gradually, if we keep practicing without using the hands, the body is a magical thing. It starts to improve. It starts to strengthen because it realizes it needs to. So the more we ask of it, the stronger it gets. Okay, and it doesn't matter what age we are, it keeps doing it. Now, if you feel that you can do those little hovers, but you don't want to go any further, stay with the hovers. If you can go all the way up, what we're going to do next is we're going to come up. Good. Make sure you're not too far away from the chair. Shuffle back if you need to. Push your bottom to the back of the chair. Readjust. Good. And again, up. Good. You might need to move your feet a little bit just to make sure we don't get dizzy. Find the back of that chair. Push that bottom. And then again. Okay. Let's see if we can aim for another 8. We're going to come up. Excellent. Now, if 8 is too many, just do as many as you can. The last 2 should feel challenging. And once you've done 2 that feel challenging, that's enough to affect a change. You'll be stronger next time, so we can gradually increase the number of repetitions. Now, if you feel quite comfortable doing this, you may not need to shuffle backwards to the chair. You may be able to come up, slowly back down. Good. Up. Good. Keep those knees in line with that second toe. When you've done your 8 or your number of repetitions, then we're going to lower down with control. Whoo, and enjoy that well-deserved rest, my friends. Okay, that is is almost the end. We need to do a few little stretches and we're done. Congratulations on this April Fool's Day. Pinch, punch, first of the month, no return. All right, so from that rest, come into that working position. We're just going to take those little tap forwards. So what we're going to be doing is just getting that blood flow through the legs. And then we're going to leave one foot there. Draw that toe up to the ceiling. You're going to get the stretch in the back of the calf muscles. And then to bring in the upper thigh muscles, we're going to gently, gently bring that chest towards the straight leg. Make sure we breathe out. And then we're going to come all the way up, slide this foot back, just take a little movement, and we'll do the same on the other side. Draw that toe to the ceiling, lift that chest towards the straight leg, nice relaxed shoulders, long back, and then we're going to come all the way up. And we're just going to make those circles with the elbows, And then we're going to roll these shoulders. Well done. Now, let's see, like we did at the start, if we can bring those hands behind you, hold onto the back of that chair, draw those shoulder blades together. So this is stretching out the chest muscles. These get quite tight, so it's a lovely stretch. And then we're just going to relax. And then we're going to see if we can take one hand onto the opposite shoulder and we're going to hug that arm across the body. Breathe out. And we're going to release. Give it a little shake. We'll do the same on the other side. So this hand onto the opposite shoulder. We're going to hug it in and we're going to give it a release and a little shake. And then we're going to just sit back in this chair. We'll still sit nice and tall. And we're going to finish off just by dropping that chin down towards the chest. We're going to lift that head, look straight ahead, and then we're going to gently turn the head to your right. Nice relaxed shoulders, bring it back to center, and again, drop that chin gently down to the chest. We're going to lift that head. This time we're going to turn to your left, and nice and easy does it, not pushing into pain. And then we'll sit back in that chair. We're going to take a breath in through the nose. We're going to push that breath out, if you can, through the mouth. Doesn't really matter if you're using nose or mouth. Let's just try and make this breath out a little bit slower than the breath in. And we're going to take one more. And good. Give those toes a little wiggle. Give the fingers a shake. Well done, everybody. Well done. Well done on this 1st of April session, 30 minutes seated. You did a brilliant job. So thank you for joining me. Look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.